All right, folks, I'm just running through this willy-nilly because I don't like to plan these things. I just like to talk from the cuff, yeah. And these are pretty loose cuffs, so I'm a loose talker. You never know what's going to come out. But I just received this letter from the state of New Hampshire, 6th Circuit, District Division, Concord, Police Department. So, what this is, I received, this was sent to me. I saw Police Department, New Hampshire. I'm like, oh boy, here we go again. What did I do now? I left New Hampshire last time in 2017. So I lived in Maine 2 years, the last 2 years, up until about 9 months ago when I moved here in Florida. And I just celebrated my 10-year anniversary of surviving my suicide attempt in 2013 on my 43rd birthday. I'm now 53 as of November 7th of this passing month of November. And it's just interesting, it went by without a blip. My birthdays are always awkward. Nobody knows how to say happy birthday to someone who tried offing themselves on their birthday. And so birthdays tend to be pretty spoiled and ruined and lonely for me. But that's okay. I never liked birthdays anyway. To prove it, I tried to off myself on my birthday. But here it is, 10 birthdays later. I'm still here. It took me the first 2 years after the suicide attempt to recover, and then eight more years to just bounce around from state to state again, and settle down finally here in Florida. And then I get this letter that tells me I've gone full circle. Now it's truly over. That process I started as extremists, far-right extremists, with hate in my heart before I found Jesus. I committed what they call a hate crime, which I still don't agree with. It's only a hate crime when white people act out against brown people. You can never stick a hate crime to a black person who acts out against white people, which is the majority of cases out there, statistically speaking. I'm only speaking from truth. Still love you all, black, brown, green, yellow, but there is a far leftist anti-white agenda going on, and it's being exposed now, and even the normies are picking up on it. But anyway, I didn't want to get into all that. I just wanted to read this motion. Now comes the state of New Hampshire by and through Officer Joseph Daniels, representing the Hopkinton Police Department, and requests this honorable court grant this motion to destroy evidence, property, and says it's a motion to destroy. And they're putting this before the court to destroy the gun I used to off myself. I haven't owned that gun since they confiscated it after the attempt, and I'm just so I forgot what caliber it was. I owned a few guns at the time, and it turns out it was a .32 Beretta. So that just blows my mind. That I survived close range by my own hand, a .32 that should have went out the other side. But that's when the angel, grabbed my hand, allowed me to shoot myself a certain way that I would be the minimally, harmed, and I could bounce back from, for the most part. Where I get some tics every once in a while, so mild seizures and memory loss issues. But I'll take it, over blindness. And I got tinnitus in both ears, bad in the ear where I shot behind. But anyway, so that's certain. Now comes the state of New Hampshire by and through Officer all right, we got that. The certain evidence, a Beretta 32 auto pistol, serial, blah, 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 was seized from Raymond Stevens, date of birth, blah, 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 on November 7th, 2013, after an attempted suicide. And 2, Mr. Stevens was criminally charged as a result of breach of bail conditions and unauthorized use of a firearm. And on October 8th, 2015, these charges were withdrawn as part of a global resolution plea agreement to which Mr. Stevens was convicted of a felony on September 2, 2015 in Merrimack County Superior Court, and the described firearm cannot be returned to Mr. Stevens due to him being a convicted felon, and a copy of this motion was sent to Mr. Stevens' last known address, 8052 blah 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 in Brooksville. So wherefore, which I don't live there anymore, wherefore the state requests that the above described evidence be ordered into custody of the Hopkinton Police Department for the purpose of destruction in accordance with the provisions, blah blah blah, respectfully, blah 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 blah. So that's it. This is full circle. That is the last thing I will view regarding, something that started in 2011. The crimes actually started many, many years ago, 23 years ago or more. Hate crimes that I was committing up and down the East Coast and in Western Europe, and I was like a werewolf. Didn't want to be a werewolf, but when I turned werewolf, that was it. I was going out on the prowl. And that's how I kind of was with my extremist far-right angers. Was, I get triggered mostly by white-led far-left propaganda, and I'd go out and attack that, But it finally caught up with me in 2012. And 2013, I was arrested. That's the same year I offed myself. So it took 10 years to finally go full circle. I had to be on probation. I had to do 8 months in prison. I had to recover. I had to lose my house, my business, my wife, my stepdaughter. I went through a bunch of crap. Now it's over. It's finally passed. And I'm finally, I've also been transformed and rejuvenated and recovered by Jesus Christ, our Savior and Lord, who has made new of me, cleansed these filthy rags. And I'm still a work in progress. We always are. I'm still always going to be a broken person that went through a bunch of bullshit even before that. But I put myself through dumb shit, being agnostic and, running with the wrong crowds and all that. But it's finally over. That's it. This will be destroyed. I wouldn't want it back if they would willing to give it to me back. I shouldn't own a gun anyway because I still suffer suicidal depression. You do after a near-death experience. Once you can see what's on the other side waiting for us all, you want to go back. So that adds to my suicidal depression. But I'm still fighting, still struggling, and but God, and my guardian angels and my spirit guides are all looking out to see that I make it to the finish line and die a natural death, or get raptured, whatever it is. But this has probably gone on too long, and I just wanted to say congratulations to me for getting the frick out of that long-ass learning experience. And I decide you don't suffer the same way, and find God in advance, through Jesus Christ. And no denominations, just born again Christian, because that's how Jesus was. He was baptized and born again, and that's how we ought to do. And just follow the words of Jesus. King James Bible. God bless you. Love you.